to bring everybody, which is good, give everybody come. But we call this meeting because there is a set of persons that have been numbered in what God needs to do, and for that which God needs to do to become a reality, those people must agree to be part of what God needs to do, so that which God needs to do will find expression. Listen, no matter how you want to eat, if you don't go to the point whereby you begin to go to prepare what you need to eat, food is not for you. So God is telling us that there is a need in his heart, and he has come into the point whereby he looked upon those in Akwa Ibom, and there is a need for us to come to partner together to bring about what God wants to do. This is why in trying and in attempt to bring to birth what God wants to do, God is handicapped. Listen, God, a prominent man of God said, without God, man cannot. And without man, God cannot. The reason is because God is a spirit. John chapter 4, from verse 22 to 24. One of such scripture, verse 23, thereby says, God is a spirit. For they that must worship him must do what? Must worship him in spirit and in truth. But the immortal God has something in his heart that he wants to do, but he cannot do it because of the way he was designed, because he's a spirit. He can't come here to lead worship because he's a spirit. He can't come here to minister because he's a spirit. He can't come in 49 Eastern Church to become a protocol because he's a spirit. He can't come here physically to prosecute destiny with us because he's a spirit. So when God wants to walk, so what he does is that he wears man and he uses man to walk. So when we come into this platform to say there is a program we have done, and the name of the program is an apostolic invention over against the territory of our jurisdiction, which is here. God is saying that we all that are sitting down here, we must understand that there is something in the habit of God, and he wants to actualize it, but he is handicapped because there is no vessel that is able to wear him and use him to achieve the assignment. Are you getting what we are saying? So, in a summary, what am I saying is that God has something that needs to be delivered to the earth, but there is no messenger that will run the errand to make God deliver that thing. You are mothers, some of us are fathers. How many of you, your child will be at home, and you send your child a message, and your child went to labor, and your child is not coming back? There are errands that you can no longer run as a woman. There are water you cannot carry. Some of us here cannot carry 4 gallons of water, but you give birth to a son that can be able to lift that water. So you depend on your son to be able to have water at home. But you want to call Kingsley. Kingsley, where are you? Somebody can help me to go and fetch water. At that time, Kingsley had become the vessel. But you call, there is no Kingsley to come and help you. And you stay at home. For 3 days, you did not bathe. For 3 days, you could not cook food. I want to ask you, will you be happy? I said, will you be happy? So, we need to, first of all, understand that there is a need in the house of God. Because vessels are few. Vessels are beginning to be few. We have people